Setup day here at the convention center. They're still building our booth. So I got my handheld configuration set up here. We're going to shoot some rehearsals tonight, and then tomorrow is day one of the show, but we're going to shoot all of our content out before the hall opens to attendees. So we'll start at 7 a.m. and we got to be done by 10, and then I'll probably shoot a little B-roll from like 11 to say noon or 10 to noon. So this will be my first time tuning the new Electro. Imagine there's not a whole lot of RF flying around right now. There's like very few people here. Charging up my iPhone from the flight in. I'm gonna run one Road Lav and the Electro. And then I got my little earbuds for monitoring. Then I'm going to cable up the cabled stick mic. I also have a Rode stick mic that was shipped here from the client, waiting for me at the hotel for tomorrow. So hopefully, if all goes to plan, we won't even use my wired stick. CES looked to be kind of depressing this year. I mean, I'm glad it happened. And I wasn't actually there when the show was open to the attendees. I was just there for setup, but the two exhibitors next to us both canceled, one of which was Amazon Web Services. I guess they shipped their booths out and then decided not to set up. Record some video if that's all right with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna be quiet.
You can talk. That makes it better. You got the best job in town.
I do, I'm very blessed. I got lucky they picked me.
How many Teslas are there running this week? Do you know? Through the
Probably 64. I'm thinking. Oh,
wow.
Who's calling me? Go ahead, caller. Oh, was that you?
No, it wasn't me. I don't have your number.
So are you going to Central?
Central, yeah.
Great. Someone's always in my space. Just camping out there.
That was amazing. I just went 100 years into the future. Well, we shot all of our segments before the doors open at 10 a.m. And right here, I'm uploading all the content to the cloud. We actually shot in the 1080 9 megabit proxy mode on the camera, and the idea was to send the footage to two editors, one in, I believe, Canada, the other one was somewhere in the US, and they are editing all of the segments and going to publish them out on various channels. Flew back to Texas from Las Vegas, turned the gear around, packed the truck, and the following week drove to Southern California. This was the first project, which is a bunch of content for cable television, shooting a library of footage that will be used for the rest of the calendar year. It's raining. Where are you, little washer? There we go. I believe we knocked out 20 setups at this location, got a bunch of different looks. It was a cafe, a sit-down restaurant, a corporate conference room, 2 different living rooms, yoga studio, and then also a home gym workout setting Here's Nick pulling focus. We shot out the whole show with just 2 lights. Was able to do everything with 2 Geminis, which you'll see here in a little bit. And I need to get my hi-hat speed rail dolly reassembled. I got all the parts sitting in my garage. I keep using my tripod slider with the hi-hat precariously balanced on top of it, but I have a hi-hat plate that'll run right on speed rail pipe, so I can get the camera quite a bit closer to the floor. Since I moved to Texas, I have not pulled all the pieces out to put it back together. And yeah, I know, Dana Dolly, yeah. At some point, yes, I'll break down and buy one, but I'm enjoying my homemade slider setup. So my son 3D printed a bracket for my old school Bartek remote focus setup. I've got the digital receiver mounted under the lens on the 15mm lightweight rods. We were having some trouble with the signal. It's old 900 megahertz spectrum, and it looks like the new 5G cellular steps on some of the channels. But I think also the Wi-Fi Paralinks transmitter on the top of the camera, if it gets too close to the Bartek receiver, they interfere with each other. So putting the receiver for the follow focus under the lens and the transmitter on the top back of the camera seems to solve most of the issues with broken signal. So all of our coverage were tight shots, mostly hands and product. So I wasn't really seeing faces other than the occasional out of focus profile or out of focus like background extras, product foreground extras in the background. So I did everything with kind of a cross key lighting situation here, or cross backlight, so a kicker. I just used the Gemini raw without any kind of diffusion, and then our key side got the silk here from a 5-in-1 reflector. I think that's approximately 4 feet by 5 feet. The size of that disc is just a newer reflector from Amazon. Here we're setting up for the cafe shot in a booth, and Nick pulling focus on the rehearsal. We just ran 2 monitors, and Nick and the director just kind of traded out shot to shot between the 7-inch wireless and a 21-inch wireless. Nick and I had a plan on this show to just keep the lighting simple. There was no lighting department. It was just Nick and I jumping on those 2 Geminis on rolling stands and the diffusion. And this project was all about knocking out as many looks as we could get each day in this fantastic location that had a ton of furniture and different looks. So that's what we did. We just moved those 2 Geminis, key and 3/4 backlight. We did vary the ratio and color temps for different setups, residential living room versus breakfast at a cafe, warmer, cooler, more contrasty, softer light. Wrap on day 1. Sorry I missed your birthday party.
That's alright. It kind of sucked anyways, nobody really showed.
Yeah, it's because I wasn't there.
That's right. I was, fucker. Fuck yeah, we were.
Gosh, you guys, this truck has even more stuff than last time.
Oh, it's maxed. Oh shit, thanks. Yeah, it's pretty maxed out. Hi, Mom. Wow. And you don't need any HDMI.
Alright, today's a build day. We got most of the equipment set up. We're just in signal routing, technical cabling now, and I'm getting our lighting dial, but 4 camera show, 2 close-ups, wide shots, and we're gonna have a Jimmy jib with the Amira servo zoom. Here's our big video wall.
They might have taken them all. Like, do you need like one of those like kind of
and
cables?
NAND lights overhead.
I get a sense that
I don't have any control over those. They're just on or off, and they're kind of 4200 range, and they've got a lot of magenta in them. So I've set up my 2 Geminis to fill faces, and I've got them at 4200, 30%, and -20 on the green. And that seems to be similar. Well, now I look at that from here, and Gemini looks too warm. Nick was thinking 4800. I'm gonna go back to 48. Okay, so in between tech rehearsals, got a check engine light and the engine running rough coming over the hill in San Diego. Pulled into a dealership. They ran the error code. I got a cylinder 4 misfire. They said the quickest they could get in to work on my truck is in 2 weeks. And yeah, that's not going to work. I got to be in Dallas in 3 days for the second segment of this project. So I picked up 1 coil at the auto parts store. They only had 1 in stock. Fortunately, that's all I need. I hope it's just a coil, cylinder 4, which is front and center here. So I'm wrenching a little bit here to pull the intake manifold, and hopefully I can get it done without. I watched a YouTube video and they took off the entire air intake. Wipers came off, the front grill comes off. I think they took off the top framing bracket here, this black piece. I'm trying to do it without any of that. Oh, thank you. Here's our control desk. Got a laptop for the video wall, a laptop for video playback, a laptop for PowerPoint presentation slides, video switcher, multi-view monitor, 2 ProRes recorders, 1 to record the graphics, 1 to record the program switch. And we're just running through a tech rehearsal right now, getting all of the backgrounds and slides synchronized per presenter. And then Jack, who's a legend in Southern California, jib operator, just getting his jib all built and balanced for our first rehearsal. Okay, so the camera closest to me, the FX9, is the wide shot, locked off. The jib's also a wide that floats around, up, down, in and out. Basically, it just played within whatever range of motion it could accomplish. And then you see that large television that's a graphics monitor, confidence monitor for presenters. We shot some segments that only use these 3 cameras. The teleprompter in the center is the close-up follow cam. So that'd be a single presenter standing, wandering around in front of the video wall. So then we also had some 2-person and 3-person sit-down discussion in lounge chairs, which was the original scope of the project, up to 3 wireless mics, but mostly single mic at a time. And then on the rehearsal day, they surprised me with a 6-chair, 6-person panel discussion in director's chairs. So ended up using every mic I had on the truck, 3 wireless mics plus 3 hardwired. And since we had 3 camera operators and a 4th camera as a lock-off, I ended up mixing on this show and reframing the wide shot, which I set up next to. Hopefully we've got a big show in Las Vegas later this year. Same clients, big event, several 100-person live audience. It's an award show, live switch. And in years past, I've been the kind of the ENG shooter on those on the show day. I'm basically getting gimbal and slider promotional footage that'll be used to promote the following year's show. And then I also do on the days leading up to it, we usually have like a sit-down interview area. Last day on this marathon, Dallas, Texas. It's 27 degrees, warming the truck up. I got the bunk heater on as well, so driving compartment is warm. The engine's still coming up to temp. Drove in from Southern California, 2-day drive. Managed to get the error codes cleared with the new injector installed in cylinder 4. No, excuse me, the new ignition coil pack. I didn't change out the spark plug, but I plan to do a full plug and ignition service. Maybe not next week, but the following week. I'm going to do it in my driveway. I got to order all the parts. It's due at 100,000 miles, and the truck is now at 99,000. So one failed a couple thousand miles before they were due. Anyway, I'm so relieved I was able to swap that out. The truck had to sit at the stage for 2 nights because my first attempt, it was after dark, and after a wrap, I was rushing to bolt the truck back together, and I missed a step. Got a bunch of more error codes, and the truck was undrivable. It was running so rough. And then next morning, popped the hood open in full daylight, and it was super obvious what I had missed. And got it all back together. All right, so we're off at a house today, shooting some green screen. All right, loaded in, still warming up. Under construction location today. I'm gonna do a green screen stand up. It's just a close up. Teleprompter. Doing the one person crew here. I got 3 lights set up at the moment. Key fill, backlight. I gotta go back to the truck, get one more LED to just fill any shadows cast on the digital green. I brought my two 150 Fresnels up. Clicked both of them on and they both popped. Both globes failed. So, classic. So I'm just gonna grab a Gemini, throw it on the floor, uplight. I gotta run the prompter. Fortunately, the shots will lock off. Because of the reverb in this room, I'm not gonna run the boom. I'm just gonna pin on a lav. And I'm gonna go with one of my Rode wireless Go's. Even though I got the Electro, the Go, I have less concern with the Go because I either have signal or I don't. Whereas the Electro, I gotta listen for RF hits. Kind of disappointed so far. 2 jobs in with Electros. I've had more trouble with them than the Wi-Fi based Rode mics. And Chromebook for prompter. I gotta tech and test that. And I gotta get the script loaded in. All right, we had to improvise, found a couple dog beds to deal with the hard surface sound in here. We'll get like the multi-angle hard surfaces, wood subfloor. Worked out pretty well. Green screen's a little wrinkly, but it'll key just fine. I'm not concerned, other than it doesn't look particularly nice behind the scenes. Yep, the glamour of the media business. Cold slice of pizza. Downloading footage. I gotta drive home. I mentioned earlier, we got this ice storm coming in. I may be spending the night right there tonight instead of being on a frozen road.